Estate sales, they're so much fun, especially when you have a good vintage one full of old stuff, and this one definitely was. This is me chipper at the beginning of the week before we started prepping, and then working away on the estate sale here in South Hill, Spokane. Got to meet the fire brigade last night because we had an old fixture that decided to smoke and smolder.
Cookie jars, are we going to price them separate?
Yes.
Okay.
That was my friend Mary Lynn, and she is a longtime estate sale associate. She cashiered, she brought crew, she brought all sorts of help and helped me set all of this up. And Tom, my business partner, he was able to come and do some publicity, and we just really put it together. And look how much there was to put together. We didn't even have time to shoot video. All I could do was do the pictures to place the ads on estatesales.net and Craigslist. So we're going to show you that way. This is the before. This video is really all about how to shop and what to look for at a half-off day at a sale. You're going to see lots of stuff in these pictures, the before, that are not in the half-off day. But there's still lots of good stuff on half-off day, and we're going to talk about how you ferret it out once these other things are gone. There were some really wonderful things. You see that great burl table on the right there. I love that piece. They're very popular in the Northwest still. Crates and cases and all sorts of useful things and fun things, and the Stuart McCulloch bird figure there I thought was really neat. Outside, a lot of useful things. I mean, it is an estate sale, and so you're going to find everything that would be in a house, but there's some nice galvanized metal. People like that sort of thing for Farm Chicks here. Farm Chicks is a big show they do here in Spokane, and more practical stuff. And for the first time ever, we sold a printer at an estate sale. The hearth is really neat. Those snowshoes are great. Snowshoes have really gone up in value. Those did not make it to half-off day, but you'll see what does. We're going to show you here. This is a set of Fred Harvey china, and this set did not make it through the sale. It went off to its new owner. This was the Fred Harvey along the railroad. This room was so much fun. Tons of vintage childhood and just a lot of really fun stuff, and a lot of really fun eBayable vintage stuff that you're going to see that was here. Then some of this did not last till half-off day, of course. We had a really incredible first couple of days and sold a ton, but there was still great stuff left. We managed to sell the TV with the VCR. I ran into a woman at the library and overheard her saying that she needed a new VHS and couldn't find one. Well, we had it. Also, some really pretty furniture. A lot of 1930s and 40s brownwood furniture, but the prices were right and the condition was good and the quality was good, so they sold. And we did our trick where, as much as I hate to do it, we separated the pieces of this Art Deco 1930s set for pricing, the bedroom set, because it's hard to sell them together. There's another piece, that chest of drawers there. Tons of VHS tapes. We aren't counting on selling a lot of them, but there are some Disney, and people seem to seek those out. And there's the vanity. What a pretty little vanity that is. And, you know, in Kentucky, I see these everywhere, but this part of the country, they're still more desirable. The Planters Peanuts, the little pants on the right are for a kid. I think those are just really sweet. And there's some vintage tees in there. And then the book room. Wow, there's an entire library full of books. There's some really great books. We took several dozen volumes and priced them up higher. But at some point, we had to just put a minimum price on the rest of them. And we actually raised our price to higher than we usually charge because we knew there were good books in there and we needed to get the money. You know, we do have a responsibility for the client. Look at all the Fisher Price. That is just such a fun display. And, you know, that stuff just sells so easily now. And then beyond it, lots of character stuff. She really loved getting childhood whimsy. There's Miss Piggy stuff. There's character glasses. There's Pez dispensers. There's a ton more restaurant china. Lots of restaurant china here. All the railroad china is sold for good money. And some of the logo china is sold too. And then advertising plushes. You see Little Green Sprout there. You see, I think there's the Cheetos cheetah in the middle of all that. This was just such a fun sale. Tons and tons of pinback buttons. At $1 or $2 a piece, we probably sold 1,000 of these, and there's probably that many for half off. And then just lots of interesting box goods that came out, and each would be a collection of like bottle openers or key fobs. So just a really fun sale. You actually could occasionally see the furniture, but it just got really stacked up because there was so much in this house. We just had to put it somewhere. And there's a good example of putting it somewhere. There were 3 boxes of the Panama typewriter tins. Just an amazing amount. Posters galore, and this is part of why we really promoted this as a sale for people to come and buy stuff to sell online, because so many things were appropriate for online selling. Posters are hard to display at an estate sale well, but they definitely are good to take a picture of when you're going to list them. Another crate there, more childhood stuff, a rhythm band section on top of the washer, and a bunch of sheet music to go next to it. We even had a table full of costume jewelry, so this is a very complete estate sale. And here is a lot of really cute, fun pottery and ceramics, and some more wall pockets and Clemenson's wall hanging plaque. Just cute stuff everywhere you look, and so we were very excited. And I was especially excited because this is a sale for a friend of mine, and she has collected for years. She wanted to have a store. It never happened. And now all of this gets to be her store for one weekend. And I'm so glad to somehow fulfill her dream in some small way. And a whole bunch of Viewmaster reels and viewers and a rotary phone, lots of cool stuff. My friend loved to amass collections. Look at some of these neat old tins from the 40s and 50s and even earlier, in great condition. And I have to say, she was really careful about her buying. Yeah, these are just a bunch of mugs, but they're all $2 and $3 and $4. And Fisher Price toys. I mean, she bought lots of stuff, and she bought the same categories over and over, but she got a lot of diversity within them. So people coming to this sale are going to have fun. We unpacked right till the last second. We opened the doors, and guess what happened? We sold 5 figures worth of merchandise yesterday. It was amazing. I am so tired. Okay, everybody, it's half off day. It's about an hour before the sale starts. We have a short half off day because we figure people are going to really hit it hard and just take out boxes and boxes of stuff. At least that's what we hope. We've got to put these signs up everywhere. And let me talk to you about what you look for on half off day. I've heard some people say, oh, I don't like going to half off day at estate sales because all the good stuff's already gone. And I have to tell you, I make a lot of money buying at half off prices. So I beg to differ. I'm going to take you around our sale. Now, our sale has a ton of stuff. So the chances of there being some good stuff left are good, and indeed there are. Let me show you things I would buy if I came to this sale. This is a Clemenson's wall-hanging kettle. It's only $6 today. This is a Don Whitten or Twin Whitten 1940s hillbilly pitcher. It's $7.50. A salt glazed pitcher from Germany is going to be $12.50. Mary Poppins, $7.50 for that thermos. $3 for the Shamrock milk bottle. So right away, you see a whole bunch of stuff, and we're only on the first shelf. I see things like this false graph pitcher. Again, at $4, you're going to make money on that. There's logo wear still left a little bit in terms of the restaurant china. That would be what I would be looking for, the Montgomery Ward's logo on the right, $2.50. This is from the old Awani Hotel. That's only $4. There's definitely money in that. We've got a Corel pie. That's, I think, $2 today. You know, the prices are so good on half off day. That's why lots and lots of people are expected to come. The shrimp boat's going to be $6. This guy is Morton's Pottery for $2.50. We've got Snoopy in Disneyland, and ooh, this guy took a header. Let's put him back on his chair. Whee! There we go. 3 pieces of Ziggy stuff for $2 to $3 each. It's a little warm, but I like that duck for $7.50. Lots of pottery novelties. There's a few that are worth buying here. The Royal Copley Spaniel is a wall pocket. It's only going to be $4. The Push Cart Peddler, I've gotten 20 for that. He'll be $3. The McCulloch Exotic Bird is $7.50. They usually sell for $25. There's this really cool carved piece of art. And this one from Africa is $12.50. I mean, what a deal. The American Farmer print is going to be $17.50. I can't believe this Burlwood table has made it to the point where it's going to be $72.50. That should fly out of here. The Brad Keeler bowl is pretty neat too, as is the Exotic Bird wall pocket from 30s Japan. Another wall pocket, that'll be $3. So the prices are going to be amazing, and I think we're just going to get rated for a whole lot of this stuff. I like these Western Union telegram kids, and they were a fun thing from the late 60s that I hadn't seen before. Some more logo china, a Brad Keeler figure with the original sticker from the China Dry Goods Company that commissioned him to make that. I like this little creamer with the birds for $2.50. And I suspect these Hall China little mustard pots at $2 each should certainly sell. $3 each on the old Oddfellows mugs, $2.50 on Hobo Joe. I mean, there's customers for all of these kinds of things, both online and in the real world, so I expect we're going to get rated. And if you're having fun with us, please do click that like button to let us know. It really does help with YouTube if you like and comment on things. We try to respond to comments as soon as possible when we're having estate sales like this. That may take a little bit of time, but thank you for being patient. And also, please subscribe if you haven't, because it doesn't cost anything, but then we can let you know about future videos when they're coming up. We already have someone planning to come back for all the silver plate. This little Eagle Hall table is only $22.50 with that great carving. Look at that detail. The entire Art Deco bedroom set is sold and gone. It was so nice to see somebody buy the whole thing as a set. We haven't had that in a long time. They took everything, including the beds. Coming downstairs here, we've actually sold enough that all of these cupboards are closed so people can actually get around better than they've been able to the entire sale. Let's look in here. One Fisher Price toy left. Stereo cards are only going to be $1. There's still Pez dispensers. There's still tons of these at 50 cents a piece today. A bunch of Miss Piggy collectibles here. A couple of medical-related collectibles, including a huge Viagra tub full of Viagra pens. Zoloft, it's funny to look at these things, but after Nurse Flipper introduced me to the notion that these things are now collectible and unavailable because of changes in the rules and that the drug companies aren't allowed to give out this kind of swag anymore, I saw the light. Viewmaster reels are 50 cents each. What's left? Joe Camel is going to be $1. McDonald's glasses are going to be $1.50 each. So I just don't know how you could not find something in here. We still have a bunch of these fabric dolls, including that one in perfect condition. This one is an A&W. You know, there's a bunch of advertising stuff. Ooh, Crave cat food. So these guys are fun, and they're only going to be $2.50 a piece today. Whee! And we have Papa Bear from A&W. We still have some of the wooden puzzles. They're in a little bit of disarray. Pinback buttons, boy, we've still got them too. And we have some really fun ones, actually. Let's take a look around and see what's in here real quickly. When you say that, smile. Calgary Stampeders. The University of Washington Huskies versus the Cougars. We're in Cougar country here, so they'd be wearing this one. I was a Husky, so I would have worn that one. Sesame Street and the Muppets. Wonder Bread. This stuff is only going to be 50 cents a piece. There's Airline. So, yeah, this is pretty good. I think there's going to be lots of stuff for people to buy. We still have a lot of restaurant wear, as you see. We still have a lot of little dollar, which now are 50-cent little figures, animals, McDonald's toys, all that kind of good stuff. So there's still lots to buy at a half-off sale. It is worth going, and you will get such good deals that you'll make money all day long. And it really is about how you buy the stuff. Even if you're buying things that are not terribly expensive, like the ubiquitous Mr. Lincoln Bank, well, he's going to be about $1 today. The Keebler Elf, the pie dish is $4. That's a good seller online. And the books and magazines are all tousled again, of course, from a couple of days of being gone through. But there's an entire box of these 1950 Western Whitman Kids books, the authorized editions, a bunch of, and 40s era too. Gene Autry and Rin Tin Tin and the Riflemen Have Gun Will Travel. I know that that's getting back in time, but there are a lot of people who still remember and watch and collect things related to those shows, and these are $1.50 each today. Liberace and autobiography, oh my. I think we all know who would like this. Uncle Wiggli's Woodland Games. a bunch of books on Riley, including Songs of Home with the dust jacket. So, it'll take a little digging. It's not as obvious as it was, but there's still stuff in here that will definitely sell and people will have fun and make money on. We've got two of the Bobbsey twins right here. Again, these are going to be $1.50 today. Still have some sheet music, a bunch more shot glasses there. Just a lot of fun stuff. Hat boxes are going to be a good deal, $2.50 each. And outside we've got Disneyland mugs. We've still got character mugs. We still have mugs in general. A lot of Boynton down in this box here. A Coleman piece that's actually got some vintage. Still a bunch of advertising frisbees for $1 each. These two beer mugs at $2 each are definite sellers, and they're lightweight and easy to ship. And then there's lots of cute things you could just use around the house. So definitely worth hitting half-off day at a big sale like this. So I've got to go put up the signs and get ready for the crew to come and get ready for a big wave of people to come for 3 hours today. And we're going to sell as much as we can, and we'll show you what's left at the end. I don't have a lot of energy to go out tonight, but I'm on my way back from dinner. Look at that pretty view. This is part of the World's Fair area, and this is the Louvre Carousel. This was installed the year after the World's Fair, but it actually dates all the way back to 1909. It is a longtime Spokane fixture, and what a wonderful restoration and a wonderful addition to Riverfront Park that you can still ride a neat old carousel that's 100 and some years old now. Well, I have to admit, I'm pretty tired this morning. It's the day after the estate sale, and I'm going to show you the aftermath because I think it helps to see what is left at the end. It'll give you a good idea if you ever have an estate sale, what sorts of things maybe won't sell or maybe just don't find their customer in a 3-day sale. But I think it'll also impress you how much is truly gone. Part of the aftermath is we've got to do some cleanup here. I got a really great rental car upgrade, which was really helpful because I needed something bigger than economy. So they gave me a Jeep Wrangler and it didn't cost any more, which is great. We've got to get the boxes out of here because we have a whole bunch of bids on the VW Bug. And one of them is, at least one, maybe two, are over $3,000. And it's such a cute little car. It's very dusty and dirty, but I'll show you inside. It's really very clean. It's just sat here. It's been started once a week for the last 20 years. It's got about 125,000 miles on it. It's a 72, and it looks like it's going to go to a good home. It will need some restoration, but actually it's a really, really good candidate for it. And so I'm excited that it's going to go to somebody who can love it like my friend who has owned it for years did. Here's the backyard. We cleaned up everything that was left and put it in the garage. It honestly was just like tins and some very low-end Christmas stuff and a bunch of empty boxes and some very basic dinnerware. And because of that, this entire porch, other than that chair and the folding table, which we'll use at the next sale, well, it's all gone. I've got to say there's a lot less inside too. Let's go look. We'll start with the mantle. You'll notice that a lot of things left the mantle. There's still some things on the mantle. We haven't boxed or cleared away a whole lot. A lot less stuff on these tables, and no Burl table. The Burl table sold, everything on it sold. This little table is still left, and this is what we used for the cash wrap, so it's still left. And a pile of boxes. Lots of empty boxes. That's always a good sign. In this side, we put a few things in boxes down here, and we've already cleared off 3 of the folding tables. There's a big pile of money. That represents everything that is gone from this house. We are very careful about the money. We send it away with a couple of trusted people who come to our sales and take it away and put it in their safes, and then we collect it all at the end right before we're going to pay the customer and do the payout. And this sale grossed over $18,000. So we're very, very pleased. It was a lot more than we expected. A lot of restaurant ware didn't sell. Anything with a logo is pretty much gone. All the silver plate is gone. Many of the ashtrays are gone. The Herman Miller chairs, we had people look at them and say, oh, they're so great. They're so 80s. Oh, but they're mauve. In a few years, people are going to be dying for these chairs, and they're going to sell for $200 a piece. We tried to get $50 a piece and couldn't do it. We're just a year or two early, I think. But mauve is going to come back. It's not that far off from the magentas they're showing as color of the year now. A little bit of art that didn't sell. The mirror is blocking a bunch of empty shelves. Nothing left on those shelves. Nothing left on Nothing left on walls. We sold all but 2 cookie jars. They're packed in a box. People say you can't sell cookie jars. Well, I beg to differ. If you have cool ones and you price them right, they go. Now, there still looks like there's a lot in here, but that's because we moved things out of cupboards, out of cabinets, off of other tables. This actually got raided pretty hard. Almost all of the good vintage kitchen is gone. We did have one set of restaurantware that almost sold but didn't. Clear glass, still not a big seller. We ended up selling almost all of the cookware and dinnerware. I think there's one piece of Revere-ware left. A little bit of Corning that didn't sell, but we sold almost all the black cat figures. We sold almost all the dog figures. We sold some of the cookbooks. In the fun playroom, we sold almost anything with a rubber face is gone. And we sold most of the other critters as well. Almost anything with peanuts is gone. All the older Fisher Price is gone. We didn't sell Meryl and Shirley. I think it's a little early. That was a great movie, and it's just too recent in time for people to be ready to buy this. That's another thing in the future we'll wish we had held on to. Sold a bunch of books off this shelf, which was amazing because you could hardly get to it. Over here, The Cat in the Hat is gone. The Coppertone Girl is gone. The Cat Tree is gone. Aw, the poor saggy baggy elephant is still there, and so is this neat tapestry rocker. But rockers are a tough sell right now. They sit kind of low. It's a neat look, but, people want something comfortable to sit in, and they're more of a neat look than that. We did sell some VHS tapes, more than I imagined we would, but there's still a ton left. They're not really big sellers. Entertainment centers are tough to sell, although this one is not bad. It's got a nice leaded glass door with shelving and then a place that you could put a flat screen TV. But people just really aren't using this form of furniture much right now. However, all the records in there sold. Half of the records that were here sold. I would say we sold 50 to 60% of the records. And then over here, the bonnet top chest sold. That little stereo system is not for sale. That's the only reason it's still here. People wanted it. No Eagle Hall table here. In fact, nothing but a small pile of pictures. Now in here, we sold most of the furniture in here. There's just the valet, this little chair, and this little maple table left. We had a guy come near the end who really liked the solid wood furniture, and it was inexpensive, and he bought most of it. We sold all the vintage teas. We just have some basic clothes left. And then there was the big scary downstairs, and while I'm taking you down there, let me just remind you, if you are interested in appraisal information, I will be getting back on that. I apologize to those of you who I'm behind on. This estate sale took an entire week end to end, and I just haven't had time to do any of them, but I will be back on that soon. If you're interested in appraisal information, go to theantiquenomad.com, and you can hit the appraisals tab to submit items to be appraised. When the sale was beginning, this entire wall was open and stuffed full. We have one cabinet left. Everything else is gone. The library, well, when you have this many books, you're always going to have some left. But she had enough really interesting, fun books, although a lot of these cool 1940s children's books are still here. I think we're going to see if a book dealer wants to come in and take one last look at this, and then the rest of it will go to donation. The shelves, actually, the owner of the house decided to keep the shelves, and she's going to take them to her other house, where she definitely needs shelving. But you see, we have, some piles, but a lot of empty boxes. All of this stuff that was under there got pulled out and was able to be shown, and we sold a ton of it. The Christmas room is completely empty. We ended up with about one box of Christmas stuff left for donation. And then there's this room. Yes, it still looks pretty crowded, but look at the before pictures, and I think you'll be amazed. We even were able to get everything out of this closet during the course of the sale. We sold the bookshelf that was sitting to the right of it. That's why there's a pile of books on the floor. We sold probably half, in fact, exactly half of these typewriter tins, even though they're all exactly the same one, the Panama tin. And it's a great tin, but what do you do with 100 of them? Well, you sell half of them, and that's what we did. Restaurant ware was a slower seller. We sold the stuff with the logos on it. We sold all the railroad, of course. There's some really cute pieces, but I think a lot of this will end up going to donation and hopefully be useful to people there. We sold some of the better posters. Posters are a little bit tough at a sale. First of all, they get tattered and frayed on the edges. Secondly, they're hard to roll out and see what you've got. So I was pleased that we sold as much as we did. We sold a lot of the plush advertising critters, and people like Hawaiian Punch Guy, but Hawaiian Punch Guy has stains. Most of what's left here is pretty low end. There is Papa Bear from A&W. Aw, we should try to find him a home. We sold a lot of the puzzles, the ones that were complete. We sold tons and tons of buttons, but there were tons and tons of buttons to begin with, so we probably sold half at $1 a piece. It really did add up. We sold some collector's reference books. We sold furniture. And then there's more furniture that people really couldn't see under everything. We almost sold this chest of drawers in spite of it. And we've just got some folding tables. So, you know, there's stuff left, but that's the big thing. Is it stuff that's going to sell if we tried doing more of a sale, like some sort of a wrap-up? Or is it stuff that's not going to sell? The answer to that question really depends on the situation that the client's in. If the client needs a whole lot of money, then maybe they need to have someone come in and do just a garage sale where all this stuff is just $1 or 50 cents a piece and you try to blow out as much as you can. If the issue is that we really need the house to go on the market now, well, then you call somebody in to do a donation, you box this stuff up. If you're able to have about 3 weeks lead time, you can schedule Salvation Army and they'll come take it for free as long as it's in boxes. Somebody's going to have a lot of boxing to do here. There is still some stuff, and mainly restaurant ware, on top of the washer and dryer, but again, we sold a ton. These boxes are all empty. This room got pretty torn up. This was sort of just leftovers, some Olympic 1984 stuff that didn't sell. That's getting to be far enough back in time. We're starting to see collectors, though. We sold a fair number of creamers, considering that there were just hundreds of them. And there's actually a lot of empty holes in here, considering this was sort of the leftover forgotten room. I'm actually glad to see how little is left. This is the fixture that almost caught on fire and burned the house down. So this room we had to move everything out, and, well, so we have an empty room for them to come do the repair. So now the question is, what happens next? Well, what happens next is I will be cleaning up the rest of the boxes. We'll get them in order so that whoever comes in to pack this place up has boxes to use. And then I will be seeing the client. I'll be giving her her take, which is, gosh, a lot. I think she's going to be really pleased. She's getting more money than I thought we would do total selling everything in the house at the sale. So the fact that she's getting that much after the commission, I think, is really going to please her. And it's going to give her some options, so she can get somebody in to box up the stuff and have it ready for donation, so she can get the house on the market, which is the imperative thing. I am so glad that I got to share this with you. I was so excited to see a whole bunch of viewers come to the sale, and they were excited to get a bunch of cool stuff at good prices. It was just a whole lot of fun. I'm pretty tired now, so I'm going to go divvy up that money and go see the client, and we will move forward with what's next. Thanks for viewing, and
if you enjoyed this video, check out this one. Also, click thumbs up to like this video and check the description for information about our Patreon, our memberships. We've got a lot of different levels with different perks and bonus videos and early content. Also, please do check out our website, theantiquenomad.com, for appraisal help. And we'll see you again for more adventures in the antique and vintage community soon. Bye for now.